We're live. Very good. Thank you all. We'll begin this planning committee meeting of Akron City Council. And I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Guys have it. Very good. Thank you all for that. We have, I believe, 2 items that are up for public hearing this afternoon and this evening. And the procedures are, what we'll do is we will read in the legislation, the proposed conditional use request. And then what we'll do is we'll receive a report from the planning committee or from the planning department for the city of Akron. We'll receive a report from them. We'll open up the public hearing, and then we'll listen to those who are in favor or against or who have questions. Then what we'll do is we'll close the public hearing and we'll open it up to questions from the committee members and then all of council. And then what we'll do is we will refer the item until this evening, in which we'll basically repeat the entire process. And we will then have a meeting, we'll make a recommendation this evening from the committee to all of council, either in favor, against, or we'll take time, table the item. We call it refer the item. So that's basically the procedures. However, though, if everyone's here or if there's anyone here that's going to wish to testify, you should be sworn in from a representative of our law department. The first item, we'll just ask if there's anyone here who's going to be speaking on item number 1, which is in reference to the Heron Crest allotment.
Yes, that would be me.
Okay, very good. So I see Rebecca Advent from our law department is here, so I'll ask her to swear everyone in.
Would those wishing to speak during this public hearing, please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are going to give is the truth? If so, please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Advent. Thank you. Okay, the first item that's set for a public hearing is amending the building line map as referred to in section 153.32 of the Code of Ordinances in the City of Akron, 2004, to change the established building line on parcel 702865, lot 33 of the Heron Crest allotment from 130 feet to 25 feet and declaring an emergency. I assume that number is a parcel number, so very good. Mr. Antonucci, you are here to provide this report from the planning department.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. The developer of Heron Crest allotment, Stanek Properties LLC, has petitioned the city to investigate the possibility of amending the building line map. The change would occur on lot 33 of the allotment, adjusting the building line from the current setback of 130 feet to 25 feet. The established building line on both adjacent lots to the north and south, as well as across the street, is presently 25 feet. Because of the location of the northern pond and sloping topography at the front of lot 33, a building line of 130 feet was established on just that lot to ensure that any future construction would take place on the flatter northeastern portion of the lot. Improvements were made to the southern pond to adequately meet stormwater needs of the development. In April 2018, it was decided to partially fill in the northern pond such that the remaining portion would only occupy the southeast portion of lot 33. All necessary permits, including Army Corps of Engineers and Ohio EPA, were issued. The requested change would allow development of lot 33 to proceed in a manner consistent with other lots in the development. Office of Integrated Development, Planning Staff, and Planning Commission recommend approval, subject to the condition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Antonucci. At this time, we would like to open up the public hearing portion of our meeting and ask this, if there's anyone here who wishes to speak in favor of the proposed conditional use at Heron Crest allotment. If you could please provide for us your name and your address, we'd appreciate it, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. So Mr. Landis, I believe is here.
Yes, sir. My name is Bill Landis of Hudson, Ohio. I am the developer of this property, so I really have no additional comments beyond what Mr. Antonucci already read, other than to say I'm here in support of this and to answer any questions that the council may have.
Thank you, Mr. Landis. Appreciate that. What I hear you're from Hudson, but what's your exact address for the record?
Certainly, 44 Clinton Street, Hudson, Ohio, 44236.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to ask if there's anyone else here wishing to speak in favor of this proposed, basically building line map adjustment, I guess for lack of a better term. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone? Okay, not seeing anyone. Is there anyone wishing to speak against? Or have questions? Anyone against? Anyone? Okay, not seeing anyone. Again, Mr. Landis, we'll invite you to back this evening at 7 o'clock. We'll have the second public hearing, and then the committee will make a recommendation. If you can stick around just for a minute or two here, just in case there's any questions from any of the committee members or council members. Any from the committee at this point? Questions or comments? Not seeing anyone. Anyone from council have any questions or comments? Mr. Malik?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess a question for either the planning department or for the developer. Looking at the map here, just trying to get a little bit of a better sense. So there's an area that is slated to be removed from the stormwater management easement. What is the timeline and thought process behind that? Has there been approval from the Army Corps of Engineers and all the relevant entities with regard to removing this land from the stormwater easement?
Yes, this is Bill Landis. I'll speak to that. After it was approved by the Army Corps and the Ohio EPA, we went ahead and made those improvements. It would have happened roughly 12 to 14 months ago, I believe is when it started. So all of that work has already been done. So once we did that, we went ahead and filed with the city to make those changes so that the easement now reflects exactly where that pond now sits.
Okay, and you haven't seen significant stormwater issues as a result of the changes over the last year or two?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Malik. Thank you, Mr. Landis. Any further questions or comments from anyone? Okay, not seeing any. Again, Mr. Landis, we'll see you this evening, hopefully at 7 o'clock, and we'll make a recommendation. Thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Second item is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a parking lot at 376 North Arlington. Mr. Antonucci.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee members, TCM Enterprise Management LLC is requesting permission to expand the parking area for their used car sales business, CMB Auto Sales. The proposed asphalt paved parking area would be sited in the northwest portion of the property. The existing curb cut at the northwest corner of the property along Lorraine Street would be utilized for ingress and egress to the 15-space angled parking area. An 8 feet in depth buffered landscape area along Lorraine Avenue would extend from the curb cut to the northwest corner of the building. Additionally, the existing curb cut on North Arlington Street would provide access to one handicap accessible parking space. A landscape buffer would also be sited north of the existing North Arlington Street curb cut. The solid wooden fence exists along the western property line. One objective of the Land Use and Development Guide Plan is to promote good design standards for parking areas. Currently, vehicles for sale are being parked in front of the building and along the Lorraine Street side of the building, with customers having to park in the street. Moving the parking of vehicles to the rear of the building, except for the handicap space, will eliminate overcrowding and greatly improve the aesthetics of the property. Planning staff recognizes that even though the property to the west of the building is residentially zoned, the likelihood of new residential construction on the lot is remote. If properly developed, the business can be an asset to this Middlebury neighborhood, provided that this petitioner submits their own parking, paving, and landscape plan in accordance with staff recommendations. The planning staff and OID can support this request and recommends approval subject to conditions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Antonucci. I do see someone with the name of Tammy here. I assume we'll open up the public hearing. However, first, though, before we open it up officially, I'd like to ask that our representative from our law department swear in anyone who may wish to testify before the committee. About to have the public hearing, so.
Okay, if you wish to speak during this public hearing, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give is the truth? If so, please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Are we required to have the visual portion on, Ms. Advent?
If she does not have video capabilities, I heard her say that she does.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to get check off. That's all. Well, welcome to Akron City Council Planning Committee, Tammy.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So please, if you could provide for the committee your name and your address, and we're happy to hear from you.
Tammy Gibson, 376 North Arlington in Akron.
Very good. Thank you. Is there anything you'd like to say to the committee in reference to the conditional use request?
I would just like for it, so far I believe that it's been approved for us to do the additional parking. It's highly needed because as of right now, like as Mike said, everyone is parking on the street. The cars are parked on the side of the building. There's actually no designated parking there. So being able to put that additional parking in the back would be a great asset to the building.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Anything else you'd like to offer?
No.
Very good. Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone? Okay. Is there anyone wishing to speak against this conditional use? Anyone wishing to speak against? Anyone? Okay. We'll close the public hearing, and we'll ask if there's any questions from any committee members at this time. Any questions or comments from any committee members? Okay, we're not seeing any. Any questions or comments from any council members at this time? Any council members have any questions or comments? Okay, we're not seeing any at this time. So, Ms. Gibson, we'd like to invite you back again this evening at 7 o'clock. We'll have a second public hearing. After that public hearing, the committee will make a recommendation either in favor, against, or to table, take time. And so thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. And now we'll move on to the balance of the agenda. And I'm going to request that take time on 3. That's going to be up for a public hearing next week. And then item number 4, this is 4 and 5 actually are the petition. One is the petition, I believe, and one is the conditional use to construct that monopole that we 596 Beacon Street. They've withdrawn those 2 pieces. So with that, we'll file 4 and 5. All those in favor of filing signify by saying aye.
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 Against, obviously the ayes have it. The next item, okay, 6, 7, I believe we'll take time on the balance of the agenda. Short of any questions or comments. And we don't have any new legislation either, I don't think. So with that, I believe we're adjourned, short of any questions or comments. Thank you all. We're adjourned.
Our next committee meeting for today is the Public Service Committee, and that will begin at 2 o'clock. Those committee members are Samples, Kamer, Swirsky, Lombardo, and McKittrick. So we will stop our live stream and come back at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.